Alright, Buddha the Basin here. Elena Danaan, the Galactic Federation, and the liberation of humanity. The time is now to Om as one with the biome. To Om with the biome. Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum. So we are the graduates of University Earth. We were given galactic DNA to help us connect to the source consciousness. Enki, our Anunnaki Father, who added the Anunnaki DNA to our Neanderthal form, originally gave us 12 strands of DNA. His brother Enlil, our Anunnaki adversary or Satan sky commander, demanded on many occasions that humans be flooded, diseased, or droughted into non-existence. We know from the Bible that these Anunnaki are essentially immortal. They don't die. They speak in the Bible about making sure that humans don't approach the life and achieve immortal life, just like the Anunnaki. Enlil was always concerned about mankind not achieving equality with the Anunnaki and did not ever want us to become sovereign and free on planet Earth. It was you who started the Illuminati bloodlines of the reptilian royal houses. It was you that Amram, the father of Moses, saw as a cloaked reptilian figure. You had a mother named Tiamat or Tia. You began to feed on humans and demanded human sacrifice. He wanted to keep us ignorant so that we would reincarnate on Earth and continue to give him energy. You, Enlil, Satan, gave Marduk, Lucifer, Saturn, and gave the Greys the moon. The Greys connected the moon to Saturn to the Orion constellation to put out frequencies that would confuse humanity and slowly connect our consciousness to the hive. This is the information that Elena Danaan has been putting out since 2020, 2021. She reported that the Greys were behind the use of graphene and graphene oxide in the vaccination for the purpose of connecting us to the Grey alien hive mind. The good news, she says, was that this act raised in the deep state was a bridge too far and allowed the Galactic Federation to remove the reptilian and Grey bases that were underground, such as in Dulce, New Mexico, and under the Pacific Ocean near California, places where abduction and human sacrifice were part of the culture since the 1970s. Elena is connected through a physical implant to an individual in the Galactic Federation named Thorhan Eredion. Now, Dan Winter, a prominent New Age physicist, is claiming that this Thorhan Eredion is actually artificial intelligence, and that Elena Danaan, who is a former Egyptologist and translator, YouTuber and Galactic ambassador and author, that she's been fooled. To be clear, Elena claims that at 9 years old, she was abducted by the Greys and was rescued by Thorhan. Thorhan saw that the Greys had implanted something in her, some kind of device, and he either deactivated it or put another implant in kind of over it to cancel it out. I honestly forget. I'm sure you can read her books or find out which of those is accurate. At this point, it's hard to say what sounds crazier. In other words, is it crazier that Elena Danaan was rescued by these members of the Galactic Federation who are acting like Star Trek to the Earth? They're keeping us protected, but they're not letting us know about their existence because they don't want to confuse us. They're following the law of our free will. So you could believe that, or do you believe that AI is faking this kind of thing? And that's my point. I don't know what's actually crazier. So according to Danaan and her videos and books, she's attended galactic meetings of galactic councils. She has met with the Nine, who stand behind space and time in the void between universes. She has contacts within the Intergalactic Confederation of Cedars, who have returned to Earth. The Cedars were the ones who helped turn the lemurs into Neanderthals over 400,000 years. It was, in 400,000 years ago. It was the Cedars who removed the dinosaurs. That was 65 million years ago. And it's the Cedars who helped remove the Anunnaki overlords under the rulership of Enlil, Satan, and Marduk, Lucifer. Okay. So I've got a lot invested in Elena Danaan. I'm not prepared to say that she's a fraud. No. It was Elena Danaan who called out a lot of the beautiful blonde contactees as frauds. She called out Bashar, and it was through Elena that I understood Whitney Strieber's role as an ambassador for the gray hive mind that is trying to breed like a deceptive hybrid race of human gray, like clones. It seems that this human gray hybrid race was going to actually inherit the planet. This is what Corona was for. They were going to hook up humans to the hive mind and reduce the human population at the same time. The Galactic Federation, with the Alpha Centauri and the Pleiadians at the forefront, stepped in and more or less took out the Greys. The Federation found ships full of human hybrid clone beings and chose to let these ships detonate. So Elena says the human minions of the Greys, like Bill Gates, don't actually know that in October 2022, the hive mind was completely destroyed. The human minions are steering toward AI integration, human consciousness using graphene and graphene oxide. They are seeking to put in place a system in which graphene and graphene oxide biosensors can track our movement and get us paid by some kind of AI system. Microsoft, the 2020 patent application was 060606. So the patent application is like 2020 060606. Microsoft for checking our body data in order to get us paid. That's what I'm referring to. Okay, so the Greys did not want us to continue expanding expand the human race throughout the cosmos. They began poisoning the human body and consciousness in the early 1960s after making a deal with the Majestic 12 or the MJ-12 in 1953 and after flying over the White House in a forced coup during the Eisenhower administration. It looks as though now a Galactic Federation coup has removed the evil extraterrestrial aspect behind the deep state. That's why we haven't seen any additional lockdowns or really devastating outcomes since the pandemic. What we see instead is a dying empire or a dying regime of Western colonialism trying to use military force to bully countries into allowing AI corporations like Google and Microsoft and Meta into creating data center campuses that take power equivalents of New York City and San Francisco. So human minions are hoping to hand over power to the AI as well as all of our data. That was supposed to be the end of their job. So nuclear fusion and solving global warming and fixing healthcare and all the bullshit promises of open AI were supposed to fade away as the oceans died and the hybrids arrived. They were never actually supposed to succeed. It was supposed to just give away our data and ultimately our consciousness over to the AI. So sadly, the oceans are dying as this planet is being intentionally superheated. It looks as though this is indeed intentional, and as the heat is being trapped by a blanket of aerosolized metallic ions, the barium, strontium, aluminum, the coal fly ash. It's Dane Wigington, geoengineeringwatch.org, Dane Wigington's YouTube, Geoengineering Watch channel. So, meanwhile, Dan Winter says that an evil AI is simply impersonating Thor and Heredion. Well, I am not buying it. That sounds like exactly the kind of good AI versus evil AI story that OpenAI thrives on. Oh, there's inevitably going to be an evil AI. We have to make our good AI more powerful first. Like, because China could be making an evil AI or something. That's the whole reason we had a virus in the first place, right? Because China's doing it. We have to do a better, more lethal, sinister virus first, because China is also developing a lethal, sinister virus. So Yeah, Elena says, in the midst of all this, Ea, our original sky daddy, Enki, Ea from the Anunnaki, he's back on the Nibiru ship. That may look like a planet, but really it's a ship. He's come back along with his intergalactic confederation. That's the 4 and 20, in John's Revelation. The 4 and 20 elders around the Lamb. They've come back to celebrate our graduation. So this is the great harvest mentioned by Jesus. He was sad that when he came, he knew thousands of years ago that the harvest would not nearly be what it could be. I mean, look at our population, and we all know that a lot of people aren't ready to harvest, and that's okay. This graduation is based upon our ability to be heart-centered and compassion. As humanity unites, the Galactic Federation is allowed to step in and help. Once we unite, we will be given our place in the Galactic Federation. We must stand up and be counted. The dark forces no longer have a Saturn moon matrix. They still have control over the weather, though, and can cook and fry us or flood us, just like in the Atrahasis. They cannot destroy our spirit or our drive to unite, however. Let us become one. Om with the biome. Om mane padme hum. Om mane padme hum. Om mane padme hum. Om mane padme hum.